Chairs still rested along the edges of the street, tiny reflections, borrowed pieces of the sky. The trees released their last quiet drops, one leaf at a time. The cafe door opened, warm light met cool air. Someone folded an umbrella, smiled without a reason, and disappeared around the corner. The whole neighborhood seemed to exhale at once. The clouds had already gone, but the quiet remained. Every little puddle held another piece of the evening light. The world looked brighter, not because it had changed, but because everything had been washed softly clean. A bicycle left a thin silver trail across the wet road. The bakery windows began to glow. Fresh bread met the scent of rain-soaked trees. Somewhere a small dog shook the last raindrops from its fur, and children stepped carefully around shining puddles, trying not to disturb their tiny reflections. The streets became quieter, yet somehow more alive. Every window caught the fading light, holding it just a little longer. Nothing hurried, nothing asked to be remembered. Still, the evening stayed. Sometimes the gentlest days arrive right after the rain. The sky opened slowly. The air felt new after the rain left quietly. Every ordinary street found its own small miracle. The evening smiled without saying a single word. The river carried the last colors of the evening so gently that even the sky seemed unwilling to let them go. While the breeze traced quiet circles across the water, and every step along the riverside felt lighter than the one before. A couple walked slowly, sharing one paper cup of coffee. A small boat drifted without making a sound. The lamps along the path began to glow, one after another, as daylight quietly folded itself into evening. Some evenings stay with us long after they're gone. The river kept the light, holding golden reflections like little promises upon the water. every peaceful step led nowhere special, yet somehow it became exactly where I wanted to be. The wind turned cooler, leaves whispered above the walking path. Across the bridge, a train slipped quietly through the fading sky. Someone paused to watch the water. Someone smiled without speaking. The first star appeared almost unnoticed as the river continued its endless song. The evening never hurried, neither did we. The river kept the light long enough for every memory to find its place. The sky grew deeper, the city grew quieter, and the water remembered every color of the day. Not every journey needs a destination. Sometimes following the river is enough. Some evenings stay forever, even after they end. The river kept the light, and quietly it carried a little piece of us into tomorrow. The river kept the light. There you are, the little table by the window is still empty, just as if it had been waiting. Outside, morning clouds drift slowly between rooftops, while a florist places fresh blooms into buckets along the sidewalk. The bell above the cafe door rings once, someone smiles. Fresh coffee fills the room and the quiet settles like an old friend returning without a word. Some places never ask us to remember them, yet somehow they stay. The little corner we always found still feels warm, holding yesterday and today in the very same light. Opens to a page left unfinished. The pencil rests nearby, waiting patiently. Outside, a dog pauses to watch falling leaves dance across the street. The clouds move on, the sunlight follows, the room changes without losing its peaceful rhythm. I look around and quietly realize some places grow familiar long before we notice. Some places never ask us to stay longer, yet they quietly welcome us back. The little corner we always found still keeps every gentle laughter its quiet walls. Perhaps home isn't measured by distance. Perhaps it's simply the place where your heart slows down. Some places never fade, even after years. The little corner we always found still waits with morning light, fresh coffee, and another peaceful day. The little corner we always found. Had only just arrived. The bakery opened its wooden door, and warm light spilled onto the quiet street. The scent of fresh bread drifted into the cool air, mixing with the first breeze of the day. A cyclist passed with a gentle smile. Someone adjusted the flowers outside a little corner shop. I wrapped both hands around a paper cup of coffee, watching the neighborhood wake one window at a time. Nothing hurried, even the sunlight seemed happy to arrive slowly. Some mornings don't need music, they already sing. The silence felt like home, resting softly between the light and the day. Every ordinary moment found its place, like it had always belonged, right here. Little bell rang as another customer stepped inside. Fresh loaves lined the shelves, still carrying the warmth of the oven. Across the street, someone opened a cafe umbrella, though the tables were still empty. The town stretched gently into another day. I realized peace doesn't always arrive. Sometimes it's already waiting when we slow down enough to notice. Some mornings don't need music, they already shine. The silence felt like home, holding gently every quiet breath of the day. The smallest moments asked for nothing, yet gave us everything. Home may not be a place, sometimes it's simply a moment that lets your heart rest. Some mornings don't need music, only time. The silence felt like home long before I knew its name. The silence felt like home, and quietly the day began. trees lean gently over the path. The afternoon was already fading, though no one seemed ready to leave. A paper cup rested between us, still warm in quiet hands. A breeze wandered through the leaves, carrying the scent of fresh grass and distant coffee. Children chased the last bubbles floating across the park. Someone laughed, someone waved. The whole evening seemed to breathe a little more slowly. Without noticing, the colors changed around us. We sat until the sky turned blue, and every little silence found its own melody. Nothing asked us to stay longer, yet neither of us ever stood up. The evening already felt complete. Street lamps blinked awake one after another. The birds traded songs for quiet branches. The air grew cooler, but the moment stayed warm. Far away, a train crossed the bridge, its lights drifting slowly through the evening. Neither of us looked at the time. There was nowhere to be. Without noticing, the day became a memory. We sat until the sky turned blue, while the first stars quietly arrived. The world kept moving, cars passed by, but our little corner stayed untouched by hurry. Maybe peace looks exactly like this, not extraordinary, just shared with someone beside you. Without noticing, the night softly arrived. We sat until the sky turned blue, and somehow that ordinary evening became one we'll always remember. We sat until the sky turned blue. Speakers played one final melody, while evening settled quietly inside. A candle flickered near the window, drawing little circles on the glass. Someone folded a jacket over the back of a chair. Someone smiled to the barista before stepping into the cooling air. Coffee cups stood empty now, but their warmth still seemed to linger outside. The first stars waited patiently, one by one, above the rooftops. No one rushed the ending. There's always one more song before the silence comes, the last song in the room, still glowing long after the music fades. Every little note finds quietly carry home. The lights grew softer without anyone noticing. The door opened once, then gently closed again. A bicycle rolled past, its bell disappearing into the distance. The chalkboard by the entrance still held tomorrow's message. I looked around the room as if trying to remember every peaceful little detail, knowing this moment was already becoming a memory. There's always one more song waiting in the quiet. The last song in the room never really ends. It simply echoes in another day. Every little melody leaves a tiny light, guiding us back to places we already love. Maybe music doesn't stay inside a room. Maybe it follows us home. There's always one more song, one more gentle goodbye. The last song in the room still plays somewhere inside my heart. The last song in the room will always remind me how beautiful an ordinary evening can become.
The rain had only just begun. Tiny circles gathered on the cafe window, softening the view of people passing by. You stirred your coffee once, then rested your hands around the warm cup. Neither of us searched for a conversation. The quiet already knew everything we meant. The song played somewhere too softly to recognize, yet somehow it belonged to this afternoon. Some moments ask for nothing, only time to gently unfold. Nothing needed to be said. The silence understood us better than words ever could. The rain kept falling, the coffee kept steaming, and the day simply stayed. Outside, umbrellas open like little flowers along the street. Someone smiled while sharing one with another. The light above our table grew warmer as the sky turned gray. You looked outside. I watched the reflection of the rain moving across the glass. Without realizing it, we had been sitting there for hours. Some moments ask for nothing, only room to quietly breathe. Nothing needed to be said. Every peaceful second found its place beside us. The rain slowed down, the evening arrived, and neither of us wanted to leave. Perhaps the kindest memories never begin with words. Perhaps they begin with staying. Some moments ask for nothing, only one more cup of coffee. Nothing needed to be said, because the quiet had already told the whole story. Nothing needed to be said, and somehow that became everything.
The window caught the fading sun before the room even noticed. Dust floated slowly through the light, moving gently with the quiet air. A notebook rested open, its corners softened with time. Beside it a cup of tea sent one last ribbon of warmth toward the evening outside. Someone paused beneath the tree, looked up for a moment, then kept walking without ever knowing how beautiful that second was inside. The silence never felt empty. Everything became softer as the afternoon slipped away. Where the light fell softly, the smallest moments stayed. Nothing asked to be remembered, nothing tried to remain. Yet somehow that little corner still lives inside my heart. Stood quietly in place. A breeze wandered in when the door opened, bringing the scent of rain from somewhere nearby. The pages turned on their own, just enough to begin another story. Time moved carefully, almost afraid to disturb the room, and I realized some days become unforgettable long before we notice. Everything became softer as the evening slowly grew. Where the light fell softly, every color felt brand new. Ordinary little hours learned to shine that day without ever asking to be seen. If tomorrow looks different, I'll still remember how gently today arrived. Everything became quieter, but never disappeared. Where the light fell softly, I found something I didn't know I had been searching for. Where the light fell softly, the day smiled one last time.
cup before we go. The cafe isn't closing yet, but the afternoon has already begun to lean gently toward the evening. The sunlight reaches only half the table now. Your cup is almost empty, mine still carries a little warmth outside. Someone waits for the light to change. Someone else crosses the street without looking at the time. We sit quietly, watching nothing in particular, and somehow that feels like enough. One more cup before we go, one more quiet hour. Let the world keep rushing, we'll stay here just a little longer. One more cup before we go, nothing needs to happen. Some afternoons become unforgettable simply because we never hurried them. The window catches the first colors of evening. The girl behind the counter writes tomorrow's special on a small chalkboard. A spoon gently touches porcelain. A chair slides across the floor. The room slowly grows quieter, not because people have left, but because everyone seems to have found exactly where they wanted to be. I look outside once more. The sky has changed, almost without asking permission. One more cup before we go, one more quiet hour. Leave another memory waiting on this little table. One more cup before we go. The coffee may grow cold, but this gentle afternoon will always stay warm. Maybe the best days never arrive loudly. Maybe they simply sit beside us without saying a word. One more cup before we go. Now the lights are glowing. Every little ordinary scene feels somehow brand new. One more cup before we go. I'll remember this every time a quiet cafe welcomes me home. One more cup before we go. Page before the coffee had time to cool. Outside a quiet breeze lifted the leaves across the sidewalk, then disappeared around the corner as if it had somewhere important to be. The little lamp beside the window made the table feel smaller, warmer, like the whole afternoon had decided to stay right there. Someone laughed in the distance. No one looked up. Maybe peace sounds like this when nothing needs to change. The sound of turning pages, soft against the afternoon. Every little story borrowing light from the room. The sound of turning pages, slow enough to hear how ordinary moments quiet
you smiled without noticing it. The sunlight moved from one side of the table to the other, measuring time without a clock outside. Someone waited for the bus, someone hurried past inside. The only thing moving was another page. Stay a while, there's no need to finish too soon. The sound of turning pages, soft against the afternoon. Every little story borrowing light from the room. The sound of turning pages, slow enough to hear how ordinary moments quietly become the ones we keep. Not every story needs an ending. Some are beautiful simply because we stayed long enough to read them slowly. The sound of turning pages still echoes in my mind, like a quiet room waiting with one more chair. The sound of turning pages and cooling coffee. Some afternoons never really leave, they simply remain.
The train arrived without a hurry. A few people stepped inside. Others quietly disappeared into the evening. I found a seat beside the window. The city drifted backward, one light at a time. A child pointed at the river, then laughed before leaning against a sleepy shoulder. The doors closed, the world kept moving, but inside the carriage, everything felt surprisingly still. Maybe home isn't waiting at the last stop. Maybe it travels with us somewhere between here and home. The day became enough, not because it changed, but because I finally slowed down. Somewhere between here and home, the lights pass by like little memories, learning how to shine. Someone quietly closed a book across the aisle. An old couple smiled without speaking. Rain began to gather on the edge of the glass, softening the colors outside. Every station came and went, never asking us to stay. I watched my reflection blend with the passing streets, and for a moment I couldn't tell which one was moving. The night grows deeper, but somehow the distance feels smaller. Somewhere between here and home, the day became enough. Not because it changed, but because I finally slowed down. Somewhere between here and home, the lights pass by like little memories, learning how to shine. Maybe the longest journeys are the quiet ones, where nothing happens except the heart finding its own pace. Somewhere between here and home, I'll remember tonight, not for where it ended, but for everything along the way. Somewhere between here and home, every passing light found a place to stay inside me. Somewhere between here and home, somewhere between here and home. Ooh.
Chairs were turned upon the tables, one by one without a sound. Someone folded yesterday's newspaper and placed it neatly by the door. The lights grew softer near the counter. Coffee cups had all been washed, but one last window still reflected the fading colors of the sky. Outside, a bus side at the corner, a cyclist disappeared downhill, and somewhere someone called goodnight before the street became still. No one hurried through the evening. The day seemed happy, just as slow as if it wanted one more minute before it finally let go. The room grows quiet, but somehow it doesn't feel empty. Before the cafe closes, the evening learns to smile. Every little ordinary moment stays a little while. Before the cafe closes, the windows softly glow. Some days don't really end, they simply learn to slow. The scent of roasted coffee lingered long after every cup was gone. Forgotten scarf upon a chair waited patiently for home. Outside, the first star slowly gathered. Blue replaced the afternoon, and the city traded busy voices for the quiet hum of night. Someone laughed beyond the crosswalk, then disappeared around the bend. The sound remained a little longer than the footsteps that it left. I stayed another peaceful moment, watching shadows gently grow, thinking maybe every ending moves more softly than we know. Let's leave the lights on just a little longer. Before the cafe closes, the evening learns to smile. Every little ordinary moment stays a little while. Before the cafe closes, the windows softly glow. Some days don't really end, they simply learn to slow. Maybe tomorrow will begin exactly where this evening ends. Before the cafe closes, I'll remember this, not because something happened, but because nothing had to. Before the cafe closes, the room becomes a place I'll always carry home. Before the cafe
The cafe door closed softly behind us, but the evening hadn't finished yet. The sidewalk still held the warmth of the day, and the trees were busy talking to the wind. Someone watered flowers on a small balcony. A bicycle rolled past without a sound. The traffic lights changed from red to green, though no one seemed in any hurry. You tucked your hands into your pockets. I matched my steps to yours, and somehow the silence between us felt lighter than any conversation. As the first cool breeze drifted through the street, almost as if it had been looking for us all along. Maybe the night has somewhere it wants to take us. The wind knew my name before I ever spoke. It carried little pieces of an ordinary evening. The wind knew my name, softly calling me home, through quiet streets where every light felt warm. The bakery windows had gone dark, but the smell of fresh bread still lingered. A cat stretched beneath a wooden bench before disappearing into a narrow alley. Somewhere a train crossed the river, its lights moving slowly through the distance. We didn't stop walking, we didn't need a destination. Every corner seemed to open into another gentle moment, and every step quietly reminded me that peaceful days rarely announce themselves while they're happening. Let's keep walking just a little longer. The wind knew my name before I ever spoke. It carried little pieces of an ordinary evening. The wind knew my name, softly calling me home, through quiet streets where every light felt warm. Years from now, perhaps I'll forget which road we chose, but I'll remember how the wind made the whole city feel familiar. The wind knew my name long before that day. Maybe that's why everything felt exactly where it should be. The wind knew my name, and quietly it carried that evening home with me. The wind knew my name.
Two cups waiting on the table. Steam curls softly through the light. A folded menu leans against the little vase of white flowers. Outside, the crosswalk changes color. People come and disappear. Someone pulls a chair across the floor, then everything grows quiet again. You look out beyond the window, I watch the fading afternoon. Neither of us says a word, Yet nothing feels unfinished. The clock keeps moving on the wall, but somehow time stays here. Some silences are never empty. They simply know what words can't hold. A quiet table for two with nowhere else to be. The world keeps turning outside the glass while this little moment stays with me. A quiet table for two. Coffee growing cold. Some afternoons are beautiful because they never try to be. Slips across the table, touching both our empty cups. A page turns somewhere in the corner, followed by a gentle laugh. The door opens for a second. A breeze wanders through the room, then settles quietly beside us like it always knew the way. Even when the evening gathers, nothing asks us to leave. Some places quietly become part of who we are. Stay a while. The light is changing, slow enough to notice. A quiet table for two with nowhere else to be. The world keeps turning outside the glass while this little moment stays with me. A quiet table for two. Coffee growing cold. Some afternoons are beautiful because they never try to be. Years from now, I may not remember what we talked about, but I'll remember how peaceful the room became when we stopped trying to fill the silence. A quiet table for two, still waiting there. Some memories never asked to be remembered. They simply remain. A quiet table for two in the golden light where ordinary hours quietly became my favorite ones. A quiet table for two. I'll always find somewhere inside.
Street lights slowly bloom. The sky was still holding on to blue. Shops were closing one by one while voices drifted through the evening air. A bicycle crossed the corner. Its little bell disappeared into the distance. The smell of fresh bread escaped a small bakery, and someone waved before turning down another street. I kept walking without any reason to hurry, listening to footsteps that somehow matched my own. It felt like the day wasn't ending, only becoming quieter with every step. Some evenings know exactly how to slow the world. When the street lights bloom, the day begins to whisper. Every window tells a story, softly glowing in the dark. When the street lights bloom, the road feels warm somehow. Home is no longer far away, it's already here somehow. first conversation from a nearby cafe. A train rolled gently across the bridge, its lights fading behind the trees. A little dog stopped to watch the passing people, then happily followed someone home. The moon quietly appeared above the rooftops, without asking anyone to notice. Everything ordinary became beautiful, simply because evening had arrived. And for a little while, the whole neighborhood breathed together. Let's walk a little slower, the night can wait. When the street lights bloom, the day begins to whisper. Every window tells a story, softly glowing in the dark. When the street lights bloom, the road feels warm somehow. Home is no longer far away, it's already here somehow. Maybe happiness never makes a sound. Maybe it waits in places we've already passed. When the street lights bloom, I'll remember this quiet walk more than any destination. When the street lights bloom, every ordinary evening finds a way to stay with me. When the street lights bloom, I'll walk this road again.
The afternoon stayed a little longer, resting softly on the street. Sunlight gathered on the sidewalk where the shadows used to meet. Someone folded up a newspaper. Someone smiled across the room. Coffee carried little whispers mixed with quiet afternoon. Outside bicycles kept rolling without trying to be seen. A child reached up to catch a bubble floating through the summer breeze. Time forgot to watch the clock, nobody seemed to mind. Even silence had a heartbeat, gentle, steady kind. Maybe moments like these never asked to be remembered. They simply stay. The afternoon stayed a little longer, like it knew we weren't in a hurry. Every little golden moment fell around us softly. The afternoon stayed a little longer, holding light upon the floor. Sometimes all we really need is one quiet hour more. The pages of an old notebook moved beneath the open air. Someone brushed a crumb away from an empty wooden chair. A train passed in the distance, then the world grew still again. Even little ordinary sounds felt different just back then. Nothing tried to last is one quiet hour more. Years may pass, the streets may change, but somewhere in another day, the sunlight still remembers where we used to stay. The afternoon stayed a little longer. Now it lives inside my mind. Every peaceful little moment, waiting there to find. The afternoon stayed a little longer, softly letting time stand still. Some memories don't fade away, and maybe never will. The afternoon stayed a little longer, just for us.
An empty chair beside the window faces toward the afternoon. A cup still leaves a little circle on the old wooden table. Outside the traffic slowly passes. Someone walks beneath the trees. The cafe door keeps softly opening, carrying the summer breeze. A newspaper waits untouched. A sweater hangs across the chair. Everything is almost silent, yet it feels like someone's there. Maybe every place remembers those who stopped and smiled a while. Maybe that's the quiet reason this room still feels alive. Nothing has to happen now, this moment is enough. An empty chair by the window still catches golden light, holding little conversations long after goodbye. An empty chair by the window never feels alone. Some memories stay sitting there until we come back home. The coffee slowly loses warmth. The sunlight moves across the floor. Shadows quietly become different than before. Someone starts to read a letter. Someone gently laughs nearby. I look out across the street, watching little hours fly. Funny how an ordinary day can quietly become something that will carry long after it is gone. Without trying to be special, without asking us to stay, it simply turns into a memory we'll smile about someday. Let's not hurry, just this once. Let the evening find us here. An empty chair by the window still catches golden light, holding little conversations long after goodbye. An empty chair by the window never feels alone. Some memories stay sitting there until we come back home. Years may pass, the seasons change, new faces fill this room, but somewhere in another afternoon, that chair is waiting too. An empty chair by the window now reminds me why the smallest ordinary moments never truly say goodbye. An empty chair by the window quietly remains, keeping all the little stories written in our days. An empty chair by the window I'll remember every time I see the sunlight cross the floor.
The coffee is still warm, but we've been sitting here for hours. The little rings upon the table look like faded paper flowers. Someone laughs beyond the window, a bicycle rolls slowly by. Nothing special seems to happen, still, I don't know why. This place feels like a photograph that somehow learned to breathe, as if the quiet in this room has something left to say. Maybe every ordinary day is only waiting for us to notice. The coffee is still warm, the afternoon moves slow. The words we didn't have to say somehow already know. The coffee is still warm, the sunlight fills the air. Sometimes the happiest memories begin without us knowing they're there. Outside, another train goes past. Someone waves before it leaves. The pages of an open book dance softly in the breeze. You smile without a reason, I smile without one too. Maybe that's what peace becomes when the day belongs to you. Nothing asks to last forever, nothing tries to stay. That's exactly why this moment feels too beautiful to waste. Let's stay just a little longer before the evening comes. The coffee is still warm, the afternoon moves slow. The words we didn't have to say somehow already know. The coffee is still warm, the sunlight fills the air. Sometimes the happiest memories begin without us knowing they're there. Years from now I may forget the weather or the time, but I think I'll still remember how this little afternoon felt like home. The coffee is still warm, though daylight fades away. Some moments never really end, they simply find another place. The coffee is still warm here inside my mind, waiting like a quiet song. I'm always glad to find the coffee is still warm, and somehow so am I. I what waits for me beyond the light of every night. The world keeps spinning as it does, without a need for rush, and I just let it pass me by. Under open sky, no need to run, no need to win, just letting life begin. No need to prove, no need to chase, just finding my own pace. I'm not in a hurry anymore, not like before. I let the moment stay with me so easily. I'm not in a hurry anymore. I close the door to everything that pulls me fast into the past. I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I feel more like I am finally where I should, understood. Even thoughts don't push ahead, they rest inside my head like gentle waves upon the shore. They ask for more, but I don't answer like I used to. There's nothing I must do, just breathing with the fading light. Feels right, the pressure slowly disappears, along with all the years that told me I should always be something I don't need. No demand, no control, just a quiet flowing soul. No mistake, no delay, just the beauty of today. I'm not in a hurry anymore, not like before. I let the moment stay with me so easily. I'm not in a hurry anymore. I close the door to everything that pulls me fast into the past. I am not in a hurry anymore, and I feel more like I am finally where I should, understood. Maybe time was never strict, just something I picked to measure all the things I lost at any cost. Now I see it gently bend, it doesn't need to end. It only moves the way it does, without a cause. I'm not in a hurry anymore, not like before. I walk inside a slower time that feels like mine. I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I am sure that everything will come to be naturally. I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I am more than all the rushing I let go. Now I know. The world speaks softly through the air, without a need to care. It doesn't shout, it doesn't prove, it simply moves. The trees are swaying in the light, between the dark and bright, like everything has found its way into today. I used to think it needed more, but now I just explore the quiet language that it gives and how it lives. No need to hear, no need to try, just letting moments pass me by. No need to hold, no need to stay, just watching life flow away. The world speaks softly here to me, in every tree, in every breath I take inside, it feels alive. The world speaks softly here to stay and fade away, but never truly disappears, it's always near. The world speaks softly here so slow, and now I know I don't need answers any more than what is sure. Even shadows blend with light, without a need to fight. They move together as they are, near and far. The air feels almost like a song that I can float along. No pressure left to rearrange, just gentle change. Everything begins to show without needing to know. It simply is, it simply stays in quiet ways. No demand, no control, just a quiet, open soul. No resistance, no divide, just the world by my side. The world speaks softly here to me, in every tree, in every breath I take inside, it feels alive. The world speaks softly here to stay and fade away, but never truly disappears, it's always near. The world speaks softly here so slow, and now I know I don't need answers any more than what is sure. Maybe life was always this, a quiet, gentle kiss from everything we never heard in every word. Now I listen without fear, and everything feels clear. Not because I understand, but I can stand. The world speaks softly here to me, and I am free. Not from the world, but part of it, every bit. The world speaks softly here so true, and carries through. Every moment I let go, and just know the world speaks softly here, and I no longer